Hey, what's going on? This is Muriel from the Sunshine Family. I'm moving to Costa Rica. Muriel, how did you do it? Leaving your home country and bringing just a couple of suitcases and a backpack. What was the hardest? But especially, how did you do it? And what was the scariest thing that you did, etc. Those questions I will answer in this video. If you're new to this channel, let me take off with sharing that. Then I wanted to warm welcome you here firstly. I make videos because people started to ask me tons of questions after I moved to Costa Rica in 2018 together with my husband Dirk and 2 growing up kids. So far I live here now almost for 4 years. It has been the best journey ever and I'm really grateful that I still am able to live here in Costa Rica. Of course also thanks to my online business. With the freedom of location, I have been able, and also just knowing how to run an online business, I was able to quit my social worker job in 2015 and my husband could replace his restaurant income because he owned restaurants. And basically that is in a nutshell. We always dreamed about showing our kids the world. We came to Costa Rica, we fell in love and we decided to move here a year later. And if you want to learn more about all the steps that I took, of course, firstly subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. Then you will always receive a notification when I upload new video or when I go live. But also I wrote an ebook called 7 Steps to Move to Costa Rica. I will post a link in the description below. So check out the description also if you want to learn more about if working online and setting up an online business like I have is something for you. Like I promised you, I will answer some questions that people have asked me multiple times. Muriel, how did you do it? Just leaving everything? What was the scariest? Do you have tips and tricks? And I do. Because I was sitting at this beautiful beach, basically. This is, in a nutshell, what I see, and this is Malpais. Oh, there's 2 horses coming behind me there. If you keep watching, you can see them behind me. They're coming up. But basically, if you want to move to Costa Rica the way that I did, it all comes down to letting go of material stuff. Oops, the horses slipping over some slippery piece of wood. Let me pay attention to what's happening first. Okay, we're good to go. The girl is safe. The horse didn't slip. So it comes down to 2 things. Letting go of material stuff, but also letting go of your old life and just focus on a new life. And remember this, stuff you can buy everywhere. Stuff, a washing machine, furniture, you can buy it everywhere. I think it's easier to move to Costa Rica the way that I did if you just can detach from stuff. And also with that, it saves you a lot of energy because you don't have to drag a lot of stuff with you. So letting go is a big thing. And what I see people do sometimes why it's not working is because they still are attached to another life. And I'm not saying you must leave everything, but that is how I was able to move to Costa Rica. I don't have a job, I don't have a house, I don't have anything left in the Netherlands except for memories, which feels really good. The big number 2, how I moved to Costa Rica and what you can, take as an advice is adjust. You have to adjust to a new life. You have to adjust to a new culture, to new temperatures, to, Pura Vida is really easy said, but not always that easy to live, because what's Pura Vida? Of course, it's the pure life. We can eat from the trees, we can drink, we can eat from the ocean, we can even literally, we can drink from our own well. We have a well on our ground, on our property. We have fruit in our trees, we have veggies on our land. Pura Vida. But Pura Vida is also that if you come from a different heart of the planet, like I come from. I come from Europe, and Europe is very established in it's concrete cities, right? It's big buildings. It's a lot of traffic. It's rush. It's rat race. It's also stressing, right? Stressing in traffic, rushing through when the traffic light is almost going, is green and goes to orange, and you just step on the gas and just move on to get somewhere on time. That's not Pura Vida living. That's still stressing out. So if you come here and you have a hard time stopping that behavior, that's gonna stress you out here, because Pura Vida is, oh, there's a cow on the road. Now no one can pass. How long can it take? Where's the farmer? Nowhere. What do we do? We're not gonna be aggressive or making a lot of noise. No, it's not gonna help. It's gonna freak out the cow, and he can make damage on cars and hurt people. It's just taking the deep breath and just taking it as it comes. That's just one example of adjustment, right? Adjustment to the Pura Vida culture. And I was speaking with a Tico the other day, actually my dentist, who is a Tico, and he said, yeah, I'm so happy that you're still happy. He's always asking, how's it going? How's the family? Good. Blah, blah, blah. So we were chatting, and he said, well, how long are you here now for? I said, well, almost 4 years. Well, that's amazing. That's a good sign, right? That you adjusted to the Tico culture, because a lot of people, and this is what he literally stated, as a Tico, most foreigners who come and live here after their move to Costa Rica, they cannot adjust, they cannot let go of that control freakness of, if someone or something is not on time, that they feel that they have the right to complain, be angry, or even be aggressive, or be stressed, or whatsoever. And I'm not saying it's always easy, but he admitted that himself. The Tico culture can go very slow. Things can go very slow, especially processes, logistics of building roads. He said, for example, there's this example. There's a really awesome stadium here in San Jose that's really super deluxe, modern, but there's areas, especially where I live, there's still not concrete at the roads. It's one dust hole. So it's two faces of Costa Rica, but things overall take time. You want to go to the bank or want to have something arranged, something really simple, a little transaction, it can take a day if it's not your perfect day. The lady who is gonna help you can just say, okay, closed for lunch. It can take 2 hours before she gets back. And then you're first in line, and then you think, oh, now it's my turn, she's back from lunch. And now an elderly person comes in, and they always have the right to go first. So that person doesn't have to wait in line. And that's something that the Tico culture also has. And I love it personally. Okay, then you think, okay, I'm behind that older guy. But now a pregnant lady enters the bank, and now it's her turn, because pregnant women with babies, and elderly people, seniors, so to say, they all never have to wait in line. I have seen a lot of foreigners freak out about that. But I'm like, okay, and this is why it could take a day to do something simple at the bank. I'm just saying, this is the story of a Tico. And I said, yeah, we can live with that. Obviously, otherwise we would have been gone already. And I must say, letting go and adjusting, I think it also depends how your character is. But also, do you have stress about money? If you have stress about money, you probably can't. It's hard to adjust, because you're always in this stress mode of finding work, making money. And Costa Rica is not cheap compared to other Latin American countries and South America. So I think before moving to Costa Rica, be sure, because now I just shared the two biggest things, how I've nailed it happily, because I'm not gonna leave Costa Rica for the longest time. That's how I'm planning it, because I love it so much. By the way, look how beautiful. Let me take a picture of me. But adjustment and letting go is key for a lot of things in life. Also for success, making a business, creating a business, and in achieving things. If you keep on holding on to the old life, it's like Bruce Lee said. There's a famous quote of Bruce Lee, and I suppose that you know who Bruce Lee is, right? You always have to empty your cup before you can fill your cup with something new. And that means basically, if you want to change your life by, for example, moving to Costa Rica, you have to start with an empty cup. And that's actually, I think, the hardest thing for most people to do. And I'm going to be truly honest with you. I've had my challenges, of course. Sometimes I fell back on old patterns of the old Muriel back in the Netherlands. And then you realize that's not going to help. That's not going to solve a solution, a problem, or give a solution to a challenging situation. I want you to see this. Hold on. Behind me, you see the horses coming? This is also so cool about living in Costa Rica. You can go on the beach with some horses, have fun, so close to nature. Anyways, what's not gonna help you overall is being afraid of new things. Being afraid of new things is basically like chaining yourself. If you're really a frightened person, honestly, I don't think you should move to Costa Rica. I think you should move to nothing else than where you are. You should be adventurous and open for challenges. And look, isn't this awesome what's all happening behind me? This is real life, guys. Like, I am not making this up. This is not a back screen of Zoom or something. No, don't be led by fear, but be led by vision. I know people, this is a really different story, but also circling back to the topic, moving to Costa Rica, and do you have tips? What are the hardest things to overcome? They were robbed. Their house was broken in. How do you say that? Robbery. They took everything they own except for their dogs and their car, the things that they had with them when they were not in their home. And they recently moved to Costa Rica, and they're my friends and also my students, by the way. And I asked them, how are you doing? I'm thinking the whole time about you. Like, are you keeping up the vision of your dream? Because you're already in Costa Rica. Please don't allow this to kill your dream. Now, bad people broke in your house and took all your stuff. And they said, and that was so amazing. They said, no. They can steal our vision and our happiness and our true selves. It's just stuff that they took. Yes, we have to, overcome the fear that something will happen again. But there was no doubt in their minds that they would be happy in Costa Rica. And that's what I call a successful move to Costa Rica. Like, whatever happens, know that and this is, of course, they also have an online business. Their laptops were stolen, but they just bought new laptops and they can just build the business, continue building the business. So I don't want to highlight this all the time, but knowing how to run an online business, being an entrepreneur online, there is never a limitation in earnings if you know exactly how that works. It is, of course, one of the things that I teach, because I would be doing you a disadvantage not sharing that I can show how I make money online. Really, literally, step by step. I have a one-on-one coaching program. I designed some digital courses. I wrote books and stuff. But the key, moving to Costa Rica, be led by vision and not by fear. Let me state that as the big number one, and then the other two. Surrendering and letting go of the old self, the old life, and adjust to the new you, the new world, the new country, the new culture. And then you will see that the universe has your back. And that's how it went for me. And with that being said, I'm gonna show my screen to complete the video. And then I'm gonna say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments and your replies below. please let me know if you missed something or if you want to share your own experience. Perhaps you have some tips for my viewers. This is not for me, this channel is for you, but also for others, of course. And I appreciate you. Bye from the Sunshine family, and please keep hanging on here to see what I see. It's so beautiful. Ciao. Look at this, guys. No filter. No filter. That was a big hug. Ciao.